Bloomington Normal's only live local morning talk show. This is The Scott Miller Show on WJBC.
FM 102.1 and AM 1230 WJBC. This is The Scott Miller Show. Joining me in studio is the short timer and the newbie. I'd like to welcome outgoing Bloomington City Manager Tim Gleason and incoming Bloomington City Manager Jeff Jurgens. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's start out with Tim. Tim, how did it feel to sit at your last Bloomington City Council meeting last night?
Ton of emotions, to be quite honest. I wanted it to be short so that I did not get emotional. And it was some closure. Truly see the exit door now tail into next week.
So I haven't had a chance to ask you this. Was the mayor mad when you told him you were applying for other jobs?
No. No, very, very supportive.
So what are you going to be doing between now and May 6th? Can you still have city staff work on plans you have in place, or are you just going to take the next 8 days to clean out your office?
No, I've got a to-do list, pretty full schedule. But things have been transitioned over to Jeff, a couple of weeks prior, and working on stuff, but really the ball's in his hands now.
So what is something you learned during your time in Bloomington that you're going to take with you to Decatur?
I think the biggest thing is, and it's about people. It's about my elected officials. It's about city staff. I've always been focused in that area. Just know that our greatest resource are the employees that serve this community, and then also me serving, again, as the sole employee of the elected officials. So I've always been cut from that cloth. But over the last 6 years, and COVID was a part of this, that has just strengthened, even more so for me, and it's something that I'm going to carry on into the future.
So when you start in Decatur, do you have a number one goal? You were hired for a reason. I don't know what that reason is based on your experience when you were there before, what you demonstrated in Bloomington. As you go back to Decatur, what's the number one goal?
Yeah, I definitely have a short to-do list walking in the door. That's the reason that the mayor and the council wanted me to return with the city manager's retirement that's coming up down there. So I definitely have things that they want me to accomplish.
So what's something you wanted to achieve in Bloomington that you were not able to accomplish in the last 6 years? Is there anything unfinished business?
I think you and Jeff are, you guys are sharing notes. Jeff has asked me that question, even right before this interview. And to be quite honest, nothing has not been accomplished. And, there are things that I wish were a little bit further down the road. But, as I transition to Jeff, there is nothing that I say, Jeff, I wish I would have accomplished this.
Do you have you shared any tips or suggestions to Jeff on how he can succeed, or are you just letting him figure that out on his own? Because I'm assuming that's probably what happened when you took over.
No, Jeff and I, we have a great relationship. We do. I share some thoughts and respect. At the end of the day, he's going to lead this organization, this community, the way that he feels is best. Hopefully along the way I've provided some examples, but at the end of the day, he's going to do better things for this community than what I've accomplished. So I'm excited to be watching.
Jeff Jurgens, you are now officially the city manager after last night's city council meeting. What would you like to say to the city of Bloomington that's listening right now?
I think we're in such a great time right now, and we've got so much that we can continue to build on. Truly, City Manager Gleason has laid a great foundation for our organization and for the city. So it's going to be an exciting time.
Are you ready to step into this new role?
I am. I've got great support from the staff, and we've got a great city staff at the city. I've been having some great conversations with other leaders in the community, and just again, I think there are going to be some exciting things that we can accomplish.
So I know that you were the city attorney before becoming one of the deputy city managers, but what did you do before you were city attorney?
So my almost my entire career, I've been working in government at some level. Started, high school, college, and then after that, I went to law school. But ever since I was licensed for about the last 24 years, have been practicing in the area of local government.
All right.
I was a partner at a law firm in Springfield. I was an attorney at a law firm in Chicago, a boutique firm that practiced local government law. So I probably represented about 40 different municipalities across the state, and that's provided a great background for me.
Do you plan to leave after 6 years like this last guy?
Not at all. No, I hope to. I love this community. I went to college at ISU. Hope to be here a long time.
Was it always your hope and goal to become a city manager, or was just an opportunity that opened up and you said, you know what, let me give it a run?
You know, I would not say it's always been my goal, but I've enjoyed this work and working these last few years, specifically under Tim. You know, tried to see some of those possibilities, and this opportunity to serve as the deputy city manager this last year really opened my eyes to some of the things that we could do, and it just kind of fell into place, quite frankly.
You know, the city manager is the leader of the city. You design the path and the plan, and then the city council approves or denies the plan that's put into place. Are there plans that you hope to accomplish during your time as city manager?
So I've talked about infrastructure being very important. Housing obviously is very important right now, and then making sure we're the most efficient and effective city government we can be. And we actually have a retreat with the city council later this week. I think those are goals that they also embrace and will give marching orders on. So those are the areas I'd like to focus on.
Are you nervous at all? I'd be nervous.
Well, I would be, but I've got a great staff. I do think expectations are set a little too high. I think maybe we need to temper those a little bit. But no, I've got a great staff that's working with me, and we're going to do great things.
So everybody leads in different ways. Will Bloomington residents notice any difference between you and Tim?
I'm not sure that they will. I think Tim and I are cut from the same cloth quite a bit. Both have an open door. Both seek to be big collaborators with the community, with the different businesses and service agencies. So I think they're going to notice a lot of similarities in that regard.
So for the last handful of months, a year or so, there have been 2 deputy city managers. Is it your plan to replace your empty seat?
It is, yes. I think that model's worked very well. May play with the titles a little bit, but essentially the organization will stay the same.
I will be honest, when it was announced that you were moving to deputy city manager, I said, this is laying the groundwork for Tim to leave. And I didn't know Tim was interested in leaving, looking to leave. But I go, why do we need 2 city managers other than putting it into place for someone to move up? I don't know if that was the plan when they decided on 2 city managers, but that was what my gut said. And then now here we are months later, Tim's leaving and you're stepping up. I think it's fantastic that you had a chance to have a different role than the city attorney and learn from the great Billy Tyus, an SIU grad. Go Dogs. So the goal is to replace your empty seat.
Yes, absolutely. And in that model, like I said, I think it's worked very well. We have so many different things going on in the different departments that the model of having 2 separate deputy city managers overseeing various departments has worked very well. I think it's brought increased accountability. I think it's brought increased effectiveness, and we've been able to do more with that.
So when Tim announced that he was leaving, I said Billy Tyus is the next city manager. That's what I said was going to happen. And Tim shared with us on the air that Billy wasn't interested in that position. Was that a surprise to you?
I think Billy had to make his own decision. So, a little bit. But Billy and I talked about this really early on when we knew Tim was going to be leaving. And we had a lot of conversations about it. And early on, I said to Billy, and we talked about this, we'd be each other's references if both of us applied. We've got that kind of relationship, and he's that kind of guy, quite frankly. So we had a lot of conversations about it. At the end of the day, he decided not to pursue it, and that was his decision.
So one of the big topics in Bloomington right now is the tent city at Home Sweet Home. There's a major headline out today that the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday appeared to side with an Oregon city's crackdown on sleeping in public. Does this recent news affect what's happening here locally?
We're watching that court case very closely. We'll obviously see what the final opinion is, but that could have an impact on how things play out, not only in the city of Bloomington, but across the country. So we're watching that, and we'll see how that plays.
Jeff, I know you haven't even sat in the chair yet, but let me ask you the very important question. Have you fixed the roads yet?
We're working on it. So
I've heard that from the last guy.
Yes. No, we're working on it, and we're honestly looking at ways that we can do more with less. So obviously prices have gone up, so you're not going to be able to get ahead of it by throwing the same amount of money at it. So we're looking at, is there equipment that we can buy? Are there different things that our very talented public works crews can do to go out there and be fixing some of our infrastructure? So we are committed to figuring out how to improve these roads even more than we have been.
You know, there's also been a lot of attention on the arena downtown. Tim made a bold statement here on this radio show a year or two ago saying that he was going to turn it around. He was going to make it a moneymaker. Is your goal to still keep the arena run by the city of Bloomington?
Absolutely. That's something that when the initial management company left, that's something we had talked about at that time, and we just did not feel like we were there yet to bring that internal. Obviously, it requires quite a bit of expertise and background and knowledge, but to have gone through venue works, and with the pandemic, it was just the right time to get out of that relationship, which, you know, we had a very good relationship with venue works, but it was just the right time to get out of that relationship and to bring it in-house. Fully supported City Manager Gleason's decision to do that, and I think it's going very well.
Have you had a chance to speak with the owners of the Bloomington Bison and see have you had one-on-one time with them?
Yes, I have. Several conversations actually this last week with the owner, Jim Hallett. They're very excited. They're very happy with how things are going in the community and with the Bison. I am just so thrilled that the community is excited for this. Yeah. Again, it's going to be the highest level of hockey in Central Illinois, the highest we've ever had. People really seem to be pumped about this, and it's going to be great for the community.
Well, I think as a role of city manager, there's 3 things you can do to make people like you. Don't raise their taxes, have safe streets, and fix the roads. So if you can do that, I think you will be in a great position with the community's opinion on you.
Simple as that.
So congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you.
I'm excited to work with you. You are welcome here whenever you want. Please use WJBC to get the word out to the community. We are here for you to support you and cheer you on as we did Tim. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, this is it. You'll never speak to me again. You're going to Decatur. I'll never see you. It's been a pleasure. Get out, huh?
No. I'm not getting out, and I'll be around. I mean, this is not goodbye. I'm a Central Illinois kid, as I think the community knows. Scott, you've been great to work with. To your point to Jeff about coming to WJBC to get the word out, you do that well, and you always had access to me. Appreciate the relationship, and even though you've got a new city manager, if you ever need me, let me know.
Well, if there's Decatur news, I'll be texting you and seeing if you'll join me on the air.
There will be Decatur news, I promise.
Boy. He's going to go in there and stir things up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Tim, thank you for all of the access you've allowed us and your honesty on the radio. And Jeff, congratulations on the new gig. I look forward to working with you here for the ongoing future.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
It's FM 102.1. It's AM 1230. It's WJBC. Good morning.